All right, today we're doing something huge. We're going on an epic journey. We're hitting rewind on, well, everything to figure out where it all comes from. The stars, our planet, even us. Have you ever really thought about it? Like, before our planet, before the sun, before there were any stars, what was there? It's one of the biggest questions imaginable, right? Well, today we're going to try and piece that puzzle together. Okay, so this right here, this is our roadmap. I know it looks like a lot, but don't worry. We're going to take it one piece at a time. This single image tells the entire 13.8 billion year story, all the way from that tiny spark on the left to us right here, right now. So where do we even start? Well, there's only one place to begin, right? Moment zero, the very instant that kicked off, well, reality. So before the Big Bang, you have to imagine everything, all the stuff, all the energy in the entire universe we see today was crammed into a single point. It's almost impossible to picture, right? So hot, so dense, it was like the ultimate cosmic seed, just waiting to sprout. And then, boom, 13.8 billion years ago, everything changed. That tiny point started expanding. And in that one moment, space and time as we know them just burst into existence. And they've been stretching out ever since. Okay, so the universe is born. But what was it made of? What were the very first ingredients in this cosmic recipe? Let's take a look. Right at the beginning. For just a split second, the universe was this scorching hot soup of tiny particles. Just a chaotic, glowing fog. It was so thick and dense, that light couldn't even get through. Imagine being inside a star. But that star was the entire universe. But as the universe kept expanding, it started to cool off. And as things cooled down, this crazy soup started to, well, get organized. Protons and neutrons started to form. And then, get this, within just a few minutes, they started linking up, creating the very first atomic nuclei. And just like that, the first two elements were born, hydrogen and helium. In fact, the early universe was made almost entirely of these two things, about 75% hydrogen and 25% helium. That was it. That was the entire cosmic starter pack. But how did we get from just a couple of gases to the incredible variety we see today? Well, for that, we have to talk about Chapter 3, the star factories. For a long time, the universe was dark, and it was empty. Just huge clouds of hydrogen and helium drifting through space. But gravity was working behind the scenes. It started pulling those clouds together, tighter and tighter, until finally, about 400 million years after the Big Bang, the first stars ignited. The cosmos finally lit up. Now, these first stars, they weren't just lights, they were cosmic kitchens. Inside their incredibly hot cores, they were cooking new elements, taking that hydrogen and helium and smashing them together to create carbon, oxygen, and iron. Everything that makes up our world was forged inside the belly of a star. When those first stars reached the end of their lives, they exploded, scattering those new heavier elements across the universe. This brings us to Chapter 4, the birth of Earth, building from stardust. Fast forward a few billion years, to about 4.6 billion years ago, in a quiet corner of our galaxy, a new star was forming, our sun. But it wasn't alone. There was a leftover cloud of dust and gas, swirling around it, and in that cloud, all those elements forged by ancient stars started to clump together. Those clumps became planets, and one of those planets was ours. By about 4 billion years ago, the molten Earth started to cool down. The first oceans began to form, setting the stage for everything that was to come. This leads us to our final chapter, Chapter 5, From Stardust to Us. This is the final connection. Think about it. The carbon in your cells, the oxygen you breathe, the iron in your blood, every single atom in your body was once at the heart of a star. We are not just in the universe, we are a part of it. As the saying goes, we are star stuff, which has taken its destiny into its own hands. And that's all for today's lesson. For the next week, please write an essay about why you should subscribe to TED Teach channel. Or you can do it now. Thanks for watching.